going at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Kurtz connects a 438-foot dead central home run, his 11th of the year, and the Athletics lead early 3-0 here in the third.
Number 4.
Mets Juan Soto breaks out on the Braves. The call on 880 ESPN New York.
Cox deals. Swinging a high fly ball, right center field. Harris on the run. He's at the track, at the wall, leaps, and it is gone! 2-homer night for Soto. A carbon copy shot. 7-1 Mets in the bottom of the 7th.
Number 3.
Benign Sosha of the White Sox goes deep on ESPN 1000.
And he swings and cranks one high and deep to left, and it's way out of here, over the bullpen.
He didn't need no 2 count, just 2 strikes.
A go-ahead 2-run homer brought to you by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. Sosa with his 5th.
Number 2.
Another 2-bagger, this one from the Yankees, Jazz Chisholm, in a win over Cincinnati on WFAN.
Jazz struck out swinging, 2-2 pitch first time, and he hits a high fly ball, deep right field. This got a chance. It is going. Goodbye. Oh, baby, that's 20 rows up. Home run, Jazz Chisholm, a 2-run shot. And the Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
Number 1.
Cooper Flagg is the top dog of the draft and talks to PJ Carlissimo afterwards on ESPN Radio.
With the first pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Cooper Flagg from Duke University.
Go back with me and tell me the truth. When did you start thinking I can be a number 1 pick in the NBA Draft? How long ago?
Honestly, for me, 2-3 years ago. I think as I got into high school more, got down to Florida and started playing against and practicing against some high competition every single day. That was when I started to, realize that dream could be a reality.
One round of the draft complete, round 2 this evening. As for those available, ESPN's Jay Billis.
Fleming of St. Joseph's. I think you and I had talked about 3-and-D guys being valuable in the first round, and we saw Cedric Coward of Washington State go early. We mentioned Carter Bryant of Arizona.
Yep.
And I thought Rasheer Fleming would be in there.
We'll see tonight. That'll do it for Sports Center all night. I'm Jay Reynolds. Thursday, June 26th, birthday of Derek Jeter. The Hall of Famer's 51. Unsportsmanlike is next. It's ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, I'll give you my biggest takeaways from the first round of the NBA Draft and tell you what you should expect in round 2. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
All it needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Evan Cohen here. Light up the night with Glow Motion, the all-new flavor from 5 Hour Energy. It's a fruity burst in a bottle that glows under UV light. Glow Motion has as much caffeine as a premium cup of coffee and 0 sugar. Just what you need to stay up celebrating your team winning a championship. And at only 2 ounces, it's perfect for runners, ravers, and anyone who refuses to stop. So whether you're dancing, gaming, or just flexing your vibe, Glow Motion shines. Literally. 5 Hour Energy Glow Motion is available online. Head to 5hourenergy.com to order yours today.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud so he'd never miss a customer call. OpenPhone gives your team business phone numbers to call and text all in one shared workspace, and our AI agent answers 24/7 so you never miss a customer. Over 60,000 businesses use OpenPhone. Get 20% off at openphone.com/radio. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Tommy John keeps you cool all summer long. From underwear to polos, their breathable fabric stops sweat before it happens. When you wear Tommy John, you're comfortable and confident, so you can do everything better. Tommy John's premium innovations ensure the perfect fit with zero distractions, like their lightweight breathable fabrics that keep you 2 to 3 times cooler and dry 4 to 5 times faster than regular cotton. With over 30 million pairs sold and thousands of 5-star reviews, guys everywhere elevate their game with Tommy John. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics, like this fan who raves. I don't know what kind of magic voodoo science they put into the design, but somehow it breathes even on the hottest, sweatiest days. Invest in your comfort worry-free thanks to Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. Get 25% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/stream. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vyvgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vyvgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by argenx.
This is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
The first pick in the 2025 NBA Draft belongs to the Dallas Mavericks.
Cooper Flagg is the most complete one-and-done player I've ever covered.
He is tied for the most competitive guys in this draft class with Cooper Flagg. That's why I think VJ fits perfectly.
It might not be so bad for Ace to end up in Utah because he'll have opportunity.
The number of one-and-done guys that got drafted in the first 15 picks is absolutely mind-boggling.
I know there's going to be...
Okay, welcome to the show. We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance. Visit Progressive.com for more information. NBA Draft last night, night 1 of 2. You heard all the action here on ESPN Radio with Cooper Flagg going number 1 to the Dallas Mavericks, Dylan Harper going number 2 to the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, and Ace Bailey going 5 overall to the Utah Jazz, amongst many other storylines. Hello, Michelle Swellman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
Yeah, all of the things you pointed out might not be the biggest takeaway that I had from yesterday.
Oh.
What was Canty's biggest takeaway?
Well, we'll get to it. But there's plenty of implications coming off of last night's draft, all of the player movement. Not really a ton of surprises in terms of where guys went, but I think a lot of surprises in terms of where guys ended up being traded to.
You weren't surprised by Ace Bailey in Utah, given everything that had happened leading up and his strategy of not meeting with teams and that not being on his preferred destination list?
No, because there were reports that the Utah Jazz don't give a damn about where Ace Bailey's preferences are in terms of where he wanted to go. They're going to do what's in the best interest of the franchise, as they should. Danny Ainge and his son, yeah, they're not going to mess this up. They don't know how important this draft is. And to get one of the most talented players in this draft at the 5th slot, pretty good business for your Utah Jazz last night.
All right, so there's a lot, obviously, to get into. Giannis is still on the Bucks. Jaylen Brown's still on the Celtics. So we didn't see those names necessarily, obviously, get traded. Doesn't mean they couldn't at some point here over the summer. But I think a lot of people were focusing on what, Smalls, you just mentioned around Ace Bailey. This was a forward out of Rutgers that a lot of people thought, hey, he's going to go number 3 or 2. Like when the draft process started, we knew that Cooper Flagg would go number 1 overall to the Mavericks. We knew that Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey in some way, shape, or form would be high up. Bailey does what you said, which is, I'm not going to be interested in working for this team, that team, this team. Here are the teams that I'm interested in. We heard rumors of Brooklyn. We heard rumors of Washington, New Orleans. Those were some of the teams he was interested in. He does go number 5 to Utah. Yesterday, during Best Bet at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, what CC does every single day, we talked about the over-under number on ESPN Bet at 5.5. Smalls, you took the over, meaning past 5.5. CC and I took the under because we believe that there were 2 GMs who would say, I don't care what you want. Mm-hmm. And they worked together years ago in Boston. One is Daryl Morey. The other one is the guy who took him, and Danny Ainge and Austin Ainge, who runs the Utah Jazz. And here's what our ESPN NBA draft analyst, Jonathan Govoni, had to say about Ace Bailey going number 5 overall to Utah.
Ace Bailey did not work out for a single NBA team. He's the only U.S. prospect that declined to do so. This was not one of his preferred destinations, Utah. He was hoping to get to either Washington, New Orleans, or Brooklyn. The Utah Jazz selected Ace Bailey knowing that. This is a little bit of a stunner, but if you think about it, this is an outstanding place for Ace Bailey. They have a wide open wing situation. They have a huge need for a star in his mold. They have an outstanding coaching staff. I think Ace Bailey is going to recover from this very quickly and realize that he landed in an outstanding situation with the Utah Jazz. It just shows you there's only so much an agent can control in this process. If an NBA team decides they're going to take Ace Bailey, that's exactly what happened. And this is the first move that Austin Ainge has made as a head decision maker in the NBA, and it's a big one.
All right. They took him. They didn't care what he said.
Yeah.
They traded up later in the draft for Walter Clayton Jr., who was the star point guard for the national champion Florida Gators. Do you like what Utah did here with Ace Bailey?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, being able to add an athletic wing player that's one of the best shot makers in this draft, I think it makes a ton of sense. And then when you look at the landscape for Utah, they're really not tied to anybody that's on their roster, right? We've heard the trade rumors around Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen. I don't think that Keontae George, Isaiah Collier are going to take shots away from Ace Bailey in his rookie year. I think the part that becomes shocking for everybody when it comes to the pre-draft manipulation by Ace Bailey and his camp is a player thinking about the second contract before they even sign their first contract. Mm-hmm. That's the part where you get the sticker shock, right? You want to go somewhere where you have the opportunity to make an instant impact, an opportunity to set yourself up 3 years from now for a rookie max extension, right? Somebody somewhere in the ballpark of 25 to 30% of the team salary cap, depending on whether or not you hit certain incentives or certain escalators. So I guess that's the aspect of it that becomes a little bit sticky, that gives some folks the ick, because you want somebody to do it for the love. You want somebody to be enthusiastic about the opportunity to realize a lifelong goal, and for them to prioritize the business aspect of it as opposed to the on-court success seems a little bit odd. But again, I think Ace Bailey is going to be fine. He's with a franchise that has a front office that knows what the hell they're doing. There's a lot of optimism around that coaching staff, the infrastructure that they're putting in place in Utah. So when it comes to a prospect that has a low floor, high ceiling like Ace Bailey, I have confidence that the Utah Jazz are going to know what to do with that type of talent.
Yeah, I like that they did this as well. And I thought it was interesting in his response to all this, because I wanted to see what he was going to say going to a place that wasn't on his preferred destination list. And he seemed to think that he was going to mesh really well, and talked about how he's looking forward to pushing his teammates and how he's looking forward to coming in and being a leader, even as a young player. And I didn't know if another team would want to bring in someone who, even if influenced by their representation, was publicly saying that they didn't want to go there. But kudos to Utah for saying, hey, you've got the size that we want. We think that you're a prospect that's too intoxicating for us to pass up. We don't really care what advice you got throughout this process and how you went about it. When we watch the tape and we're looking at the data, we think you're going to be the best player for us. And they did what they thought was best for the organization.
I think one of the reasons that we're bringing up Ace Bailey as a big theme from last night is not because we're here to do a breakdown of the Utah Jazz. It's because, what do you always say? You can't be half pregnant, right? I think the Ace Bailey camp was half pregnant. If you're going to manipulate the draft, manipulate the draft. I'm not suggesting I want players to do that.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to end up in Brooklyn, New Orleans, or Washington, you got to do something more drastic. And I'm not suggesting an 18, 19-year-old young man should be doing that. My belief is you are unbelievably fortunate with your hard work that it paid off, that one of 30 teams are going to draft you. And not only one of 30, one of the top 5, which means you're going to have close to set for life money. Okay? You're not going to have generational wealth necessarily for multiple generations, but you get what I'm saying.
He's going to get about $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah. And that's unbelievable. I'm looking at Smalls specifically. She and I could look at each other. That's more than we're getting anytime soon.
No doubt.
Yeah. It's a nice start to life.
Right.
I would say so.
$40 million over the next 3 years. Nice start to life.
How would you know? Anyway, so the point that I'm making is I don't want to see players make a mess. But if you want to get to the place you're going to get to, you got to make a mess. And he didn't make enough of a mess. By the way, I also think he's in a good situation. I think the Utah situation is better than some of the situations he wanted to be in.
The Jazz have maximum flexibility moving forward.
And they have smart people running the team.
I mean, they don't really have any contracts long-term outside of Lauri Markkanen's deal, and we know that they're potentially going to trade him by the deadline next February. So
he slides right into that spot.
He slides right into that spot. I don't understand. He's going to have an opportunity to play early, and he's going to have an opportunity to make an instant impact.
Do you agree conceptually with that thought, though? Because we are very critical. When we thought Shedeur was going to do that and he didn't actually do that, people were preemptively critical of, you're going to try to make a mess. Bronny even last year.
But Bronny was different.
I understand.
And with Shedeur, there was such a variance on his skill set. A lot of people thought he could be a first-round pick. He obviously went in the 5th round. Whereas with Ace Bailey, there's been no question about what his projected skill set is and how people think he's going to translate to the league. With Shedeur, there was a lot of gray area from teams.
Understood. Ace Bailey ended up in Utah last night. One of the biggest stories of the draft.
Yeah.
He didn't manipulate anything. There was no manipulation. Not working out for teams did not matter.
No, it didn't matter, and I don't think it should matter, right? You see all of these prospects in Chicago at the Combine anyway, so you know what they are from a skill set standpoint. The whole purpose of the pre-draft visit is to get comfortable with the personality, right? Mm-hmm. To get comfortable with the character of the individual, because this person potentially represents the future face of your franchise, especially if you're taking them with a top 5 pick. So skipping out on that aspect does involve some risk, because you do want to have an idea of the personality that you're introducing into your organization, into your locker room, and making sure that there could be a chemistry fit. But the talent of Ace Bailey is off the charts. You're talking about somebody that's 6'7", 6'8", that's a 3-level scorer, that can rim run. He can do anything with the basketball. He has an uncanny shot-making ability, maybe the best shot maker in this draft, according to all of our experts. So when I think about what kind of talent he represents, remembering coming into this season that people were saying it's Ace Bailey, Cooper Flagg, and then everybody else, just thinking about what he has been over the last 3 years, I try not to get too jaded by what we heard about in the pre-draft process. This is a special talent. Mm-hmm. The only question now is what happens next for the Utah Jazz in terms of how they put him in position to develop properly amidst everything that's going to be going on around him and all of the turnover that we anticipate with that roster.
What you just said about them wanting to interview the player because you need to make sure what type of person you're drafting into your organization, that is a very important piece of the puzzle. For you to sit in a room with somebody and make sure that you're going to hand them, in a lot of ways, the future of your organization and maybe your job. And you want to look that person in the eyes and really see who they are and what they have to do. And I think a lot of front offices might not have the guts to draft somebody that is influenced by the representation in this way, that would have the conviction to go about the draft process this way, and not have the opportunity to sit in that room with them and make sure that they pass the vibe check.
Starts Monday at Disney Plus. Here's the thing. Just final word for now on this, because there's so much other stuff we're going to get to. Yeah. CCT's his biggest takeaway. My gut is it's coming up next. I know where your brain is many times without us even saying it. The thing about the Jazz, for Ace Bailey, okay, if he has doubts as to the organization he's walking into, he's going to meet with the majority governor. His name's Ryan Smith. He's been unbelievably successful in life. And if he doesn't like that meeting, then he's going to talk to an investor in the team. He's a Hall of Famer by the name of Dwayne Wade. Yes. Then if he doesn't like that, he's going to talk to Danny Ainge, who's one of the great executives in the history of the sport, who also played not only pro basketball, but pro baseball. And then if he doesn't like that, he's going to talk to head coach Will Hardy, who just got extended through 2031. This has organizational structure, and if you want to make a mess to go to where you want to go to, you got to make a bigger mess. And he didn't make a big enough mess.
But here's what I didn't understand, and I know we got a break, but there was no rhyme or reason in terms of the teams that he wanted to disqualify.
Absolutely correct.
Right? He said he didn't want to go to the 76ers or the Charlotte Hornets or the Utah Jazz, and those are different basketball situations. Like
there's no theme.
There's no theme to it, right? There's no through line. With the Sixers and with the Hornets, he's probably not going to get as many shots as he would like. He has other young players at his position that are probably going to be prioritized. With the Utah Jazz, I don't understand why his cat was taking them off the board. It just didn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe it's the geography, but to that I would say get over it, man. Like, this is the NBA. You're going to be playing all over the country.
All right, coming up. Could a draft pick last night actually play a huge impact on who could potentially upset the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference? But before we get to that, if you listened to us yesterday, you took the 5.5. You thought that maybe Ace Bailey would be drafted before that on ESPN Bet. We gave you that. Yeah. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams, placing bets in just a few taps. Plus new customers. How about this? I love this part of it. Get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. So let's say you want to bet on a pick tonight in the second round of the draft. You could do that, $10, and you get $100 in bonus bets. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with our promo code USL. You like the show? Thank you. We like it too. Give us credit for the sign up. Use promo code USL. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Tonight, we usher in the next wave of NBA players.
The 2025 NBA Draft.
Triple flag is on another level.
BJ Edgecombe by Ray Johnson.
Coverage continues tonight with Round 2 at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by ZipRecruiter.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Evan Cohen here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. Then you have to squeeze in between the desk and your bed, eke out 2 push-ups, and call it a day. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover their fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and do some weightlifting to prepare you to carry your team on your back all day. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Tonight, we usher in the next wave of NBA players.
Welcome to a new door.
The 2025 NBA Draft.
Triple flag is on another level.
A 2-night event from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
This is our time.
BJ Edgecombe, my goodness. Ray Johnson.
Coverage continues tonight with Round 2 at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by ZipRecruiter. This is Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike.
The guys wearing the hats of the wrong teams.
Yeah, I hate that.
Is the work. Come on. Let the young man wear a hat of the team he's going to be playing for.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't understand this. Why we can't do this? Because half the draft picks have changed hands, but the deals can't be finalized till the new league year. So it's like, all right, with the 7th pick of the draft, Chris Canty is drafted by the Brooklyn Nets. Like, no, the Nets traded that pick to the Hawks, who traded that pick to the Celtics, who traded that pick to the Pelicans. But he's got to wear the Nets hat.
It's crazy.
It's so dumb. Vindicated last night, ladies and gentlemen. Will teams discover their diamond in the rough in the second round of this year's NBA draft? Find out who gets selected beginning tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on most ESPN radio stations and ESPN app, presented by ZipRecruiter. Malik Andrews brought it up last night during the broadcast. Cece told me, I didn't see this, that Scott Van Pelt brought up the same thing during SportsCenter last night. And it happened a million times. I feel because you were on board with me. Smalls, you gave me a look. Pat Costello was like, what? This is the hill to die on? People tweeting at me at Evco Radio like, oh, nobody's changed hats. Yeah, because no picks were traded in the top 9. That's why nobody traded. But then they all were wearing the wrong hats.
I hate it.
Thank you.
I hate it. You're not wrong. That's ridiculous.
Why is that so hard to do? Like, hey, Chris, you're not on this team, you're on that team. Okay, so give me the hat.
Because they can't make it official until what? July 6th, I think is the date? It's weird.
So if it falls through, it falls through. We'll take the risk.
I'm with you.
It's so dumb. And you know what? I feel badly for the people who are on the broadcast, because a lot of times, to just go behind the scenes a little bit, you have 8,000 people in your ear. You're watching what you're watching. You're seeing a person put on a hat. You may not have every piece of Sham's info in front of you like we do at home, refreshing Twitter or Instagram, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you see a guy wearing a hat, and you're like, oh, he's on that team. But he's not on that team. Anyway,
makes Monica McNutt's job that much
impossible.
harder.
Yeah, good point.
Great point. What
point.
team is she supposed to be asking about? No, seriously. Am I supposed to be asking the team I think you're going to be on, or the team you're wearing the hat of? So then I can't ask about any team, so I can't do fit questions. Like,
are you asking Kaman Malwatch about playing with KD, or what is it going to be like playing with Devin Booker?
Or playing with
big difference,
or playing behind Mark Williams, who they traded for, but it's not official. Like I don't know what to.
Right,
that's impossible. Anyway, we're on Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. So last night we saw number 1 overall Dallas Mavericks take Cooper Flagg. We're fully aware that was going to happen for a long period of time. Stephen A. Smith, of course, was on the draft coverage on ABC last night and had this to say about the Mavs taking Cooper Flagg.
I think he could potentially make them the number 1 threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. When you consider the way that Dallas has feared against Oklahoma City in recent memory, with or without Luka Doncic, with a Kyrie Irving on the floor, considering that you've got an Anthony Davis, assuming he's healthy, with a Lively, with a Gafford, with a Klay Thompson, etc. P.J. Washington, let's not forget about him. This is a very formidable team, if healthy. That's the big question, health.
So they draft Cooper Flagg. Oklahoma City, by the way, gets better last night. They took a center from Georgetown, who we know that they're going to not have Isaiah Hartenstein probably in 2 years, and they're already replacing him. Like, they're so smart in what they do.
They're playing chess.
Yeah. So do we agree with this? Are the Mavs the biggest threat to the Thunder in the Western Conference right now?
Ooh, that's a big statement. I don't know if I'm willing to go that far, but I do think the Mavs, from a talent standpoint, are uniquely positioned to pose some problems for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like the Anthony Davis, a 7-footer. You got Daniel Gafford, a 7-footer. You got Derek Lively, a 7-footer. You've got really good size along that front to being able to rebound the basketball. So I do think that the Dallas Mavericks can challenge some teams in the Western Conference when they're